And now, get ready to smile again with radio's home folks, Vic and Sade, written by Paul Reimer. Yes, so here again, folks, your good friends Vic and Sade, brought to you by the makers of Crisco. And with them is Mrs. Beach, your radio neighbor. Mrs. Beach has just been telling me that someday she's going to bring her son Johnny along to talk to you.
Well, I really think I should, friends. My son Johnny is 18, and he's quite a cook. He has been ever since he was a youngster. And the other night when I got home, he said, "Mom, you got something. That Crisco pastry method you're always talking about is the stuff, all right." Of course, Johnny is what you might call a man of few words. But you see, he'd made a pie that afternoon. It's about the fifth one he's made this new Crisco way. And every single one has had a crust that would melt in your mouth. It tickles me to see how proud he is. And, you know, friends, with this new Crisco method, you can count on tender, flaky pie crust, too. The Crisco people guarantee it. That's right. They guarantee you tender, flaky pie crust every time or your money back. Why, you can bake pies now with all the confidence in the world. You see, Crisco's not like any other shortening at your store. It's specially made just to give you tender, flaky pie crust. And that's why I'm so anxious for you to try this new Crisco pastry method. It's right on the Crisco label, you know. Why, you'll just be so proud of the pie crust you turn out that, well, you'll be making pie for breakfast. In fact, the Crisco people will give you your money back if you aren't satisfied. Just drop me a note on the back of a Crisco label telling me why. Address me, Mrs. Isabella Beach, care of Crisco, Cincinnati, Ohio, and the Crisco people will refund you the price of one whole pound. So try this new Crisco pastry method, won't you, friends? Try it soon, and let me know how you like it. And now, let's see what's going on at the Gook house.
Well, sir, it's late afternoon as we enter the small house halfway up in the next block now. And here in the living room, we find all our friends assembled. The two male members of the family, Vic and young Russell, have paused in their rummy game to listen to a flow of remarks as delivered by Sade, who's newly arrived home from a downtown shopping expedition.
I believe it was the biggest and most successful sale Yameltons ever had. Everybody and their brother was there. Even fellows like Michigan from Michigan were wandering around staring at the merchandise. And they had extra clerks by the bushel. Why, I saw Fern McPherson working there in the underwear.
Who's Fern McPherson?
She's that girl.
Which girl?
You know, with the foot.
Just one foot?
Huh?
She got just one foot?
What you talking about?
You said the girl with the foot?
Yeah.
She got just one foot?
She's got 2 feet.
We're having a jolly conversation here, and I'd be the last person in the world to suggest changing.
Oh, and this is Roy Tubber I saw. She was standing there in nightgown, big as life. Minute she seen me, she whimpered like a weasel. "How's Frederick?" she hollered.
Who's Frederick?
You.
I'm Frederick?
She gets you mixed up with Ted Simbottom. To me, she hollered, "How's Frederick?" And to Ruthie, she hollered, "How's Virgil?"
Who's Virgil?
Ted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it was the biggest and most successful sale Yameltons ever had. I was talking to Miss Mary Clark this afternoon. Put the down, Russell, I'm telling you something. Bigged up bargains they had. Perfume. Why, they had perfume by the bucketful and cheap as a horse. Ruthie bought a jug of Moonlight on the Susquehanna River for 80 cents and had the girl wrap it as a gift for Ted's cousin Florence in St. Charles, Illinois. And I bet there was a half a gallon in that jug.
Mr. Bullard's a great user of perfume. You wouldn't think that a big tough like him would use perfume, but he sends her away to New York for the most expensive.
Yes, he told me. Oh, and the people Ruthie and I bumped into, we knew. Williams. There at the silk remnant counter, I walked slam bang into Mrs. Peoria from Cunningham. Imagine walking into her. You said Mrs. Peoria from Cunningham. Yes. You met Miss Cunningham from Peoria. Yes, stouter than ever. Carries the flesh fine, though. She's a handsome woman, stouter than I stout. And Dick, guess what Floyd is doing?
Fixing watches.
Floyd never fixed watches.
Well, you asked him to guess.
He's working in the temperance store.
What?
Floyd's working in the 10-cent store.
No.
Been working in the 10-cent store ever since the middle of May.
Well, that's nice. I hope he likes it.
Likes it fine.
He's a sweetheart, Floyd is. I wish he were here this minute. I'd make him eat a big platter of homemade fudge.
Yeah.
And after eating a platter of homemade fudge, I'd take a stout club and tap him on the skull with it.
Mm-hmm. Russell, little gruff I saw. Asked a million questions about you. I don't believe I placed the party. Said she bet you were almost as big as your papa. Well, what was the name again? He giggled about the time you walked in the living room and remarked in front of a big crowd of people you guessed you'd eat a cookie. This is me you're talking about? Sure. And who's the lady remembered me saying that? She's taking on weight, too. I'm a big fat baby boo, she screamed when she seen Ruthie and me. Mom, what's this lady's name? How was it at the plant today, Dad?
It was glorious at the plant today. It was wonderful.
I mean, wasn't there a good many of the people missing? Well, I would have bet my undershirt every single living soul in town was at that fair.
Of course, I didn't count noses.
Even your dear old arms around the neck. And Chum Pelter Undies was walking around the aisles.
Pelter Undies, there's no dear old arms around the neck chum of mine.
It was a marvelous fine sale. Wash rags? Why, a person would have missed half their lives if they didn't see the wash rags at Yameltons. They had wash rags from 2 for a nickel up to the medicated scientific triple weave ones for 50 cents apiece. Actually, I saw women going out of there. You'd think they'd need a truck to carry their wash rags in. One lady must have been laying in wash rags for 10 families. Ruthie says, I don't know whether that woman is awful clean or awful dirty needing so many wash rags. Another comical thing to say. It's not a crack out of a pretty funny crack. I this afternoon. Made one side-splitting joke after the other.
I never thought of Ruthie as a comedian.
Ruthie's a comedian with his crowds and excitement.
I've heard you say 1,000,000 times she's bashful around people.
She's bashful. She's bashful. Sure, she's bashful. If she has to talk to people, she's bashful. But if she's just part of the crowd, like down at the Yamelton sale this afternoon, she's a different kettle of fish. Big bunches of people stimulate Ruthie. Oh, she got off oceans of dandy cute sands today. What were some of those cute sands? The smelly crack rid back and said something about cheap perfume being more valuable in the long run than expensive perfume because with cheap perfume, the man carrying the umbrella. For goodness sake, Russell, what kind of manners is that? I'm talking. Well, I started talking before you did. I'm talking. Oh, well, Vic, what was that cute remark of Lucy's about cheap perfume and expensive perfume?
Why, Thunder, how would I know?
It was as clever and witty as it could be. Yes, it is peculiar about Ruthie, how she'd be all tongue-tied and timid if she has to talk to people. But in amongst a big crowd of people, she's as comical as the man with the baggy pants and big cigar in the vaudeville show. This humorous remark of Smelly Crack made everybody shriek with laughter. Here's what Smelly said. He said, what's the difference between Hedger and Miss Yacht? They were both in water pitchers, but they weren't together.
No?
No, sir, they weren't together. Ruthie and I watched them a couple minutes, and they went away in different directions. Strange.
Well, maybe they weren't together to begin with.
They're sister-in-laws.
Well, yeah, but can't sister-in-laws go shopping separately?
No.
They can't, huh?
No.
I like that great tooth in my head.
They had a squabble. Same as the nose on your face, they had a squabble. No doubt about them having a squabble. Listen, you don't be telling that around now.
Oh, what do you think I am, for God's sake?
I know, but gossip gets back, and then it just makes hard feelings for everybody.
You don't actually think I go around telling people two half-wit women I've hardly even
Well, they
acquainted
don't
with?
hurt to watch what you say is all. Russell, guess who else I saw this afternoon? Homer Heck from Norman, Oklahoma. That little Geraldine, what's her name, that lived in the Harris house over on University Avenue last winter. Oh, Geraldine, what's her name? Geraldine, she knew me, quick as a flash. Called out, hello there, Miss Gook. Well, I didn't recognize who she was at first. I said, hello, little girl. She says, hello, how's Russell? I said, he's just fine. And then she told me her name. What is this, Geraldine what? Geraldine. Oh, and she said to be sure and tell you she goes to urban school now and got Miss somebody for a teacher. Some teacher you used to have. Well, she was referring to Miss Cutler. Yeah, that was it, Miss Cutler. Cutler? Mm-hmm. Geraldine's lots bigger than she was in the Harris house. That's why I didn't know her. How old is she, Willie? Oh, I imagine offhand she must be in the neighborhood of... Mm-hmm. Well, she's almost a grown-up young lady now. I wouldn't have ever known the child. I must tell Miss Donna who I saw her. Little Geraldine. What was her name again? Geraldine. Oh, yes. Ernie Feedsmith.
You run into Ernie?
Standing there in coal scuttles big as all outdoors.
How's Ernie?
Ernie just ran, got a promotion, and all his kids' councils are out, and his mother-in-law's gone to live with her other daughter in Moline, and at last he's got all up her gold teeth, just like he always wanted. Oh, he was just more than big and jolly. Bought 3 coal scuttles just while Ruthie and I were standing there.
What do you want to do so many?
Never said. But he certainly was looking elegant. I saw him one day when he wasn't looking so elegant. He was digging the basement, and he had mud from one ear clear up the side
And
of his
Vic, we know more left Ernie Keatsmith. And who should we see in shoes but Frida Gateman?
Ed Gateman, missus?
Uh-huh. Standing right there in shoes. I hadn't seen her in over years. Never comes to Thimble anymore. We both of us were a little embarrassed, too. All we said was, how are you feeling, and how's everybody at home, and trash like that. For one thing, she don't seem to be as snippy as she used to. I guess that husband of hers kind of brought her around to time.
Yeah. Well, say, you and Lucy really went through Yamelton's store yesterday or today.
I'll say we did. I bet there wasn't one single counter we missed. Walked? I bet I walked 10 miles. As soon as I catch up with myself, I know my feet will start to hurt. But it was worth it. I've never seen such a sale. Prices were cut way down to nothing. They had dresses set for $1. And real fancy ones, you'd think it'd be $15, were $7. In groceries, you could get all the graham crackers you could carry for 50 cents. In novelties, I saw brooches and wrist dangles for 98 cents that were stuck on the counter last week for 2 1/4. There were pillowcases for sale. I don't understand how they make a profit. Actually, Vic, a person could have gone in that store this afternoon and shopped good and smart and saved a whole month's food money.
Oh, that's great.
Well, what'd you do with your packages, Mom?
What packages?
The packages with the bargains you bought.
Oh, I didn't buy anything.
You didn't?
No, I didn't buy anything.